Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I have got my good friend Gary Cogill joining me.
Fun,
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, we got to have wine on television. It's kind of cool.
Wine on television.
I like it.
Can't beat it.
I know.
Really appreciate you coming.
It works for me. So, I don't know if you know this, but, well, you do, because my wife is a wine expert. So this
Sweet
is
Haley.
so Haley's, I think, the smartest person on the planet about wine I've ever met. Because she makes wine so approachable and understandable.
She does.
Because the wine business can be really snobby.
It can be.
And you can drink anything you want, anytime you want, with any kind of food you want.
I love that. I hate when somebody tries to tell me what kind of wine I ought to like, especially when it's a really huge, expensive bottle, and they think that I'm supposed to act like I like it, and I just don't. I love that she says that's okay.
Yeah, it is okay. You like what you like, but it's like movies. There are different flavors of cinematic ice cream. You can like whatever you want. It's the dialogue that counts. I think it's how you talk about things, and not necessarily what you love or what you don't like, and those kinds of things. But she travels the world chasing the grape. She's in Bordeaux right now.
I know, I love that.
And but our worlds came together because I was getting asked to consult a lot about movies, and I have this everything from my nephew has written a screenplay where you read it and advise him to I've got a film and I want to get it made and I'm having struggles to get it made, to she has people calling her asking her about wine constantly, and hey, I'm going to Napa, will you go with us and take us where we need to go, we've never been, and those kinds of things. And then we converged our worlds because it's a perfect pairing when you think about it. It's an odd pairing, but a perfect pairing between wine and film. So we do a speaker series where I'll show a scene from To Kill a Mockingbird, and she'll say, this is a classic movie, it needs a classic wine, and it's Chateau Montelena, 2012 Cabernet. And why that's a classic wine, and it goes all the way back to the Judgment of Paris and Chateau Montelena and the history of that winery. And so we do a lot of lecture series on our own together, and it's really fun.
Dude, I can only imagine, because to hear your wife talk about wine, the passion for the grape and the process. It's like so many people are just about the flavor, and she's so much about the entire process. And then to hear you about film, same thing. It's like it just lights you up. I can't imagine those two levels of passion together in a room have got to light the whole room up.
When you think about it, no matter what that wine is, and I can't remember the name of this wine, but this wine has a story. This wine is actually farming. And it's a little bit of chemistry, but it's actually, that grape was grown. It took years to probably get the vines to produce and grow that grape that's in that bottle. And every bottle has a story. And so it's the story of wine, and I can't speak for her because she's great about that, but just like movies have a story. It's not necessarily about rescuing the girl in every movie, or driving fast or blowing up everything, or finding love. It's the journey along. It's the journey of making the wine is the story, and it's the journey of making a movie that's the story. They're both important.
Both, absolutely.
Yeah, they are.
We talk about story a lot around here because I personally believe that the sharing of our stories is one of the most important things we can do. Have you ever heard of the program StoryCorps? It's spelled C-O-R-P-S.
No.
It's a guy that has traveled all over the country collecting oral histories. He has 65,000 of them. And it's kind of an amazing thing, but I saw him speak the other day, and one thing that he said was that when you've heard someone's story, you can't hate them. So he sees storytelling as what's eventually going to make our world a place of peace. So to talk about film stories and wine stories and just bring all that together is a beautiful thing. So that's Cogill Consulting.
It is Cogill Consulting, because also, if you're watching this, your life is a movie. Your life is like a movie. Your life is like a movie. I know you know this. I know my life has been like a movie in places. And we all say this every once in a while. And we go, you should write that down. That's like and most of our lives are like good scenes in movies.
Or just a good piece of dialogue.
But it's really true. And some of them are sad, and some of them are beautiful, and some are profound. And isn't it the story of life, is that it's an amalgam. It's a meritage. It's a blend of everything. These little stories about our lives. I just think that everybody out there has a story in them that would probably make a really good movie if they just took some time to write it down in a short story form, so that they could learn to articulate that story in 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 pages. It's pretty interesting.
And some people have lots of stories.
Yeah, they do.
So if somebody wanted to work with Cogill Consulting, what would the process be to get in touch with you guys?
Yeah, they just, we have a website called cogillconsulting.com, C-O-G-I-L.
Very cool. And
Two
what
L's.
kinds of who do you serve? What kinds of things do you provide?
It's everything from you're writing a screenplay, you need some help. You have a project and you don't know where to go with it.
And you were in film production for 5 years.
Yeah, I made movies for the last 5 years and reviewed movies. You know, after reviewing 10,000 films and doing 20,000 interviews with actors, we got brave and we got involved with Curtis Birch and got involved with another company, and we co-produced a film. Curtis produced it. I was a co-producer on it, called Words and Pictures, with Clive Owen and Julia Binoche and Amy Brenneman. It's a beautiful film. And it's out there now, and I think it's on Netflix. Any way you watch movies, you can find it. It's called Words and Pictures, about a literature teacher and an art teacher. It's about the power of language and the power of art in our lives, and how these two come together. And it says a lot of things about life that I think are important, and you know, we spent a few years on that film. We made a comedy about faith called Believe Me, which is one of my favorite little movies that I've ever worked on. Nick Offerman's in it, and
Love it.
Christopher McDonald's in it, and Alex Russell, who's in Unbroken. He's the brother in Unbroken, Angelina Jolie film. But it's these guys in Austin who lose their scholarship, so they pose as Christians for a summer to raise money to build for a fake charity to build wells in Africa.
I love that so much.
And they kind of find themselves, but it's really funny because if you just kind of look at what we believe and how we believe, sometimes it's pretty funny.
Right.
And
Kinda
if you're
like
honest about it.
good Christian bitches.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
You said it, I didn't.
I did. Oops.
And then we've been working on a documentary with Michael Caine, not the actor, but local filmmaker, who helped start the film festivals here, on the Start Club, the old legendary nightclub in the 1980s in Dallas.
Internationally renowned.
Well, in the middle of the most
Club.
conservative city, you have the most kind of outrageous club in the mid '80s, designed by the great designer Philippe Stark, and then opening night was Grace Jones and Stevie Nicks, and Red Hot Chili Peppers played there, and New Order and Devo, and the night that Ronald Reagan was nominated for president of the United States by the Republican Party at the convention at Reunion Arena in Dallas, we have pictures of George W. and Maureen Reagan hanging out at the Start Club.
Oh my gosh.
Larry Hagman used to take the cast of Dallas there, and then ecstasy was legal back in the mid '80s, and then the bust happened later when it became illegal, and then the bust of the economy all happened in the late '80s too, and it all kind of went away. But that club is legendary. And I love this project. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to
It's a great
seeing
little
it.
film. It's a great little film. So with Cogill Consulting, I can offer that expertise that you might need. My wife can offer the wine. You don't know what to do. You need a wine tasting. Maybe you're having a wedding party or a bachelorette party. The new thing is wine tastings now. She's the one to do it.
I love that part.
And then there's things that we do together to speak, and maybe it's just coming to our house for a corporate dinner, and we'll talk about movies all night, and my wife who's a gourmet chef, will cook all day for you.
Let's do it. I'm in.
We've done a few of those corporate dinners, so
Awesome.
it's fun.
Well, thank you so much for being here and
You
telling
bet.
me about Cogill Consulting.
Well,
I look forward to
it's
watching
wine and
the
film. It's
journey.
the perfect pairing.
It is the perfect pairing.
May
Thank
the
you so
force be
much.
with you, live long and prosper. I don't know what that means.
Thank
I
you
don't know
for
what that
joining
means.
us.